And we are live. ¿Qué tal, amigos? Stuart here from Spain Speaks with this evening's live stream. It is the 9th of March, 7:35 p.m. it is. And as usual, we'll be taking a look at some of the main stories that have caught my attention in the press today. We'll look at some comments that have been left by viewers in recent times too. And we'll also go into the chat section and see what is happening there with the viewers of the live stream this evening. So if you're in the live chat, say hello. Now, straight into the news, and it's all about defence spending as the European Union ramps up its self-defence through various ways to protect itself from the threat to the West. And as we can see here, the European leader, Ms. von der Leyen, says that Spain needs to create GDP spending of more than 3%. And Sanchez has promised to put it up to 2%, but that does not satisfy her. As we can see here, Ursula von der Leyen will mark 100 days of her second term as European Commission President next Tuesday, a period in which the Commission has significantly ramped up its activity, focusing on the relaxation of green transition policies, competitiveness, and above all, defence. In this regard, she has increased the pressure on Spain, now pointing to a defence spending target that exceeds 3%. NATO's Secretary General is talking about going beyond 3%, von der Leyen stated on Sunday, adding that some countries have already done their homework, but others have not, indirectly criticising nations like Spain. Her remarks come just 3 days after Spanish Prime Minister assured EU leaders in Brussels that Spain would accelerate its military spending to reach the 2% target as soon as possible, rather than waiting until 2029. The answer is yes, Sanchez had affirmed. However, this pledge falls far short of von der Leyen's expectations. So there we go. This is what is happening in Spain currently. Sanchez accelerating, as we can see here, the word used to get that 2% spending on defence. But Ms. von der Leyen saying now that 3% is what will be needed. So the question for Mr. Sanchez is, how is this going to be done? And of course, he's facing now extreme pressure from his coalition partners to the left of his political party, the PSOE, the Socialist Workers' Party, for example, the Sumar Party. And as we can see here, increase in military spending distances Sanchez from those allies. Pedro Sanchez's announcement to accelerate the increase in military spending has positioned the socialists closer to the theoretical stance of the right than to that of most of their allies. Among these allies is his coalition partner Sumar, which, despite varying degrees of opposition from its different factions, has expressed reluctance towards raising national defence spending to 2% of GDP before 2029. Other left-wing parties also share these reservations. The PP and Vox are the only parties that openly advocate for allocating more resources to military defence. The far right has been excluded from the upcoming round of talks with political parties scheduled for Thursday, while the PP remains unenthusiastic about aligning with Sanchez on this issue. So it will be very, very difficult for Mr. Sanchez to increase military spending to 3% as requested by Ms. von der Leyen, because those coalition partners don't want even a 2% increase. Spain currently sitting around 1 point something, don't quote me on the exact figure because I don't know, 1.2, maybe 1.3% of GDP. And of course, all of those billions of euros that would need to go to defence, the far left parties or the left of centre parties of the PSOE party want it to go on social policies, for example, and not on defence. Because for them, the threat is non-existent. Maybe, I don't know, but of course they have other priorities in their political parties, other priorities that they have, and more aligned with the right, Mr. Sanchez, but under severe pressure from Europe, of course, is he. Now, the new scam that has hit Spain, the so-called hamburger scam or the burger scam, what is it? And how to avoid it. With technological advancements on the rise of the internet, criminals and scammers have also modernized their tactics. One of the latest scams identified by Spanish authorities involves hamburgers, a popular food among consumers. The National Cybersecurity Institute has issued a warning about this new deception after a parent reported that their child had fallen victim to it. The scam begins with an SMS from a foreign number offering gifts from a well-known fast food chain in exchange for completing a short survey. The victim is asked to choose a prize by replying with an option A, B, or C. After responding, the phone automatically sends multiple premium rate messages, in some cases up to 120 texts, within minutes to foreign numbers, significantly increasing the mobile bill. To avoid falling for this scam, experts recommend not engaging with unsolicited messages, verifying offers directly with official company websites, and blocking suspicious numbers. So there we go, the latest scam to hit Spain, the burger scam involving a well-known hamburger chain. We can imagine that it's either McDonald's or Burger King, not sure which one it would be. But obviously, hackers have gotten into the databases there and have got hold of the mobile phone numbers. And a lot of kids apparently are falling for this scam, people that have those apps on their phones. Maybe not viewers of this channel, I do not know. But I know my son, for example, has those apps on his phone because that's where young people hang out nowadays, at those burger chains. And of course, they are easily fooled by scammers who get their information and sending those text messages off. That is where the cash is for these scammers. So it is relentless, this smishing, I think they're calling it, this SMS phishing, or whatever you want to call it, this type of scam, which every day, as I mentioned, is becoming more and more frequent. Not only this one, but bank scams, postal scams, all types of scams, because people end up with your telephone number. How they get it? Obviously, if you register on these apps and the data gets the data is breached and stolen, that could be a reason. But sometimes I get SMSs from companies that I have no relationship with whatsoever. For example, the Correos. I don't think I've given my phone number ever to the Correos organization, but I get those texts, those phishing scam messages on my phone asking me to click this link. So that's what we need to avoid, people. That is what we need to avoid. It's getting more and more difficult as the days go by. Final piece of news here. Let me see if I can find it. And the storm that has hit Spain over the last couple of days, Yana, is weakening, but heavy rains cause river swells and flooding. The high-impact Atlantic storm Yana has begun to weaken this Sunday in Spain. However, intense rainfall, snowfall, and strong winds, some reaching hurricane-force gusts, continue to dominate a day marked by severe weather instability. As a result of the heavy rainfall recorded in recent hours, numerous rivers have experienced significant swells and have overflowed their usual banks. Authorities have reinforced monitoring and surveillance systems due to the widespread flooding occurring in many areas. Although 11 autonomous communities started the day under weather alerts for rain, snow, strong winds, or rough seas, meteorological conditions have gradually improved throughout the day. By the afternoon, only 7 regions remained under alert, allowing emergency services to downgrade or deactivate various warning levels. So, if you are traveling around Spain currently by road mainly, be careful of these swelling rivers that have broken their banks and can become dangerous, as we know. The warnings are out there. The authorities are very hot with these warnings nowadays. I have a friend who lives in Alicante. He told me that the warning alerts are very frequent nowadays after the serious danas that have hit that part of Spain in recent times. So people taking these weather alerts a lot more seriously than before. So we got to be on the alert, especially when this bad weather hits. And it's been raining now, at least here where I am, on and off for the last 12 days or so, a long time now. And where I was yesterday, the rains were also very intense in the province of Aragon. Well, yeah, the province of Teruel in the autonomous community of Aragon. So stay safe. Now, into the comment section, we're going to go into see what people have been chatting about on the channel. This one here from Michael McCormick. Really enjoy your channel here. I think you're doing a great service for those of us planning to move to Spain, Valencia in the near future. Gracias. Thanks, Michael, for that. I appreciate comments like this, that people do find the information that I put out useful, and especially when people are considering a move to Spain, which I know lots of people are considering a change of lifestyle, moving to a country like Spain to experience everything that it has to offer. So good luck with the move, Michael, and as I said, thanks for showing your gratitude for my work here. Thank you very much for that. Next one here from Rob. What do you think of the Benidorm bottom of the cliff death? Thanks, Rob. Yeah, I wasn't really up to speed on this death. I did some research on the internet and found out that quite a young man, I think 30 years of age, father of 4, fell to his death in Benidorm last year. Not sure exactly the month. I think it was around October. Not sure exactly the month there, but I think it was October. And falling from a cliff to his death. And his family are desperate to know exactly what went on that fateful night when he met his death in Benidorm, because according to all reports, he was a quiet individual, not really a party goer, we don't think, responsible, father of 4, and people want answers because they're not getting the answers that they need. I think the Spanish police, again, don't quote me on this, but I don't think they're considering it suspicious, don't know, or whether the investigation has been closed. But the media here picked up on this around a month ago or so, and now it's in other press outlets also, because the family of this gentleman want answers, because it's not usual to fall off a cliff in that area if you're not in some way, shape, or form in strife with whatever has gone on there in Benidorm that evening. I don't know, but wouldn't be the first person to meet their death in suspicious circumstances in that part of Spain, unfortunately, given what goes on there. And other parts of Spain, a lot of these tourist areas, some of the activity can be dubious, but again, not suggesting that anything suspicious has happened, but the family would like answers. That is what they would like. Another one here from Michael. Hi, Stuart. Just to want you to know that I dealt with Massa International and had our villa built by Justo Quesada, and we were very satisfied with the service and quality build of our property. Thank you, Stuart, for your excellent videos. Truly appreciated. Thanks, Michael. Glad you like the videos too. We mentioned this person last week, Justo Quesada, and his company Justo y Manole SL, which is a limited company, which has subsequently gone bankrupt, I think, or transformed into the Massa Group, which I believe is now run by his children. Michael, they're saying that no problems with that group, haven't had any problems at all. But somebody else wrote that they have had problems, especially when it comes to getting all of the documents that you need to make your property legal. And apparently the Massa Group, in some cases, according to what I have read on the channel, are not living up to their side of the bargain. But again, I can't confirm that in any way, shape, or form. But Michael was happy. That's the most important thing, with the quality build and the service. So obviously, not everyone is having a bad experience or has had a bad experience with this company in the past, but yeah, some people have. And we saw the other day that they have money in Switzerland, allegedly, or France, or somewhere outside the country, even though they owe people a lot of money, that Justo y Manole SL. So, yeah, thanks for that, Michael. And as I said, happy that you got a good property through them. Another one here from Arnau. Some years ago, these houses were promoted on podcasts for some €200,000. They told only some houses on the outside edge had some trouble. Yeah, again, not sure how many houses have had trouble, but we saw the housing development in, I think it was Torrevieja. I can't remember the name of it, but it was very close to the Pink Lake down there. And I read an article on the internet. Somebody had written the areas of Torrevieja that they would not buy property in, and that was one of the ones mentioned because of mosquito issues and smell issues, and also the bad quality of some of the construction work done there. And parts of Murcia, Camposol, I believe, also had similar problems. where the houses started to basically break down into pieces, I think, in some cases. But again, not all of the houses that were built, only some of them. So thanks for that, Arnaud. But of course, yeah, they were promoting them, and 200,000 euros, a lot of money to fork out if the property should be dodgy. Another one here from Glenn. Sounds like it may be much harder to retire from the US to Catalonia. My choices may be reduced. Thanks, Glenn. Yeah, the Junts party reached an agreement last week, I think, with the central government to hand over some aspects of immigration, and they're talking about putting in some type of Catalan citizenship test. There is one here in Spain as well, of course, in the rest of Spain, if you want to become a citizen of the country. But I think, if I remember correctly from the article, even if you want to move to Catalonia and not be a citizen, just be because obviously that's Spain, not Catalonia. You can't be a citizen of Catalonia. But if you want to become a resident of Catalonia, citizen wherever you're from, whether it be the States, the UK, other parts of Europe, Australia, whatever, you would have to do a Catalan test to make sure that you know the culture of that part of Spain. And yeah, it might be harder. It might be a harder thing to do. It's another hurdle in the way if it does, of course, become a thing, because these are just plans at the moment put forward. So we'll see what happens. A language test I don't think was on the cards, but you never know if that could also become an issue, because Mr. Puigdemont trying to protect the Catalan identity in that part of Spain. But yeah, if you want to become a citizen of Spain, you have to do a similar type of test to make sure that you know some of the basic fundamentals of the country, political things and things like that. But of course, Catalonia doesn't have its own citizenship model just yet. We'll see if Mr. Puigdemont negotiates that over the next 6 months or so. With what's been going on recently, I wouldn't be surprised. Another one here from Eddie. Thanks, Stuart. I learned something. Frutos secos. I thought they were dehydrated fruits, and nuts were nueces. Thanks, Eddie. Yeah, the general term when you talk about, peanuts, and, when you buy a packet of peanuts, shelled peanuts with a bit of salt, or cashews and things like that, macadamia nuts, frutos secos is normally the word. The word nuez, although the translation could be nut, here where I am in Spain at least, I know somebody will write a comment saying, no, the word nuez is blah, 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 because people always do that. But where I am here, frutos secos is the general term, and nuez is used to refer to walnuts, for example, when they come in those big shells and you have to crack them open, maybe at Christmas time. You'll see them on the table as well. That would be called a nuez. Nuez, difficult word for me to pronounce anyway. Nuez or nueces, the plural. But frutos secos is basically other types of dried fruits and nuts, if you like, because you'll quite often get a packet of frutos secos and it'll have some sultanas in it. It'll have some maybe dried pieces of corn. They call here the quicos, that could be in it as well, and peanuts and other types of nuts like that. So frutos secos, and normally when you look at a restaurant menu, they'll have, might contain traces of frutos secos, meaning peanuts and things like that. So thanks, Eddie, for that. Now, let's go into the live chat. I'll just organize it here. Give me 1 minute. Now, I have to change the backdrop first. I always get this mixed up. So I'll do this here firstly. This photo was sent in by Chris. Last week, I think Chris sent this photo through. In Alicante, he was taking this photo from the probably the best vantage point in Alicante, from the castle up on top of the hill, looking down over the coastal area there. And of course, this person here ready to attack the invaders who, no doubt back in the day, were frequent to the shores of Alicante. So thanks, Chris, for sending the photo through. Anyone else that has a similar photo or a photo of Spain in general that you would like to see on the backdrop here, spainspeaks@gmail.com is the email address. So feel free to send those photos through. I always welcome new photos to add to the collection. And I think in general, people like to see the different photos of Spain that people take on the backdrop here. So thank you very much, Chris, for that. I'm also going to put the like icon on the screen. If you haven't hit the like icon yet, just below the video you will find it. Or if you're watching on a television, as many people are nowadays, you'll have to go into the menu settings on the channel, but you'll find it there, the like icon. So do us a favor and hit it, please. We're currently sitting at 70 likes, which is not bad for this time of the evening. We'll see if we can get up to a decent tally today as far as likes are concerned. So smash it. Another thing that I need to bring to people's attention is the supporters of the channel. Thank you very much to the people that have given me a super thanks or a super chat here, people that have bought me a coffee, Patreon supporters as well, the longer term supporters on Patreon, and also the channel members here on the YouTube channel, the members of the channel that we'll see in just a moment, some of the members in the chat section, of course, the regular viewers that support the channel from 99 cents a month. So thank you very much for your support. It's appreciated, and it helps me get out and about and make more content for people that are interested in it. Now into the chat section. Let me scroll up. There's a super chat here from David in Murcia, El Davido, €2. Thank you very much, David, for that. That'll buy me a coffee tomorrow. Thank you very, very much. I'll just scroll up and get to the top of the chat here. Amanda is the first person that I can see coming in from... Janet is the first person, but replying to Amanda. So I just had to find Janet's original comment. Here we go. From Oxford, another lovely day there. So the changing weather here, the wet, rainy weather, whereas in parts of the UK, sunny or lovely, as Janet puts it here. Downhill, I'm afraid, from today. Weather's getting worse, could be expected. And Janet's daughter in Seville, fed up with the endless rain, as are many people here, because as the expression goes, it doesn't rain, it pours. Chris, also valued member, coming in here, quite simply, buenas tardes, good afternoon. Good to see you, Chris. High Flyer John in the chat too, valued member. Granddad duties today. We'll catch up later. Thanks, John. Hope all goes well with those granddad duties. Al, coming in from San Diego, will be soon in Spain again, I think. Will Al, enjoying his favorite Cruzcampo down there in El Puerto de Santa Maria, but currently in a nice San Diego day. Thank you very much for that, Al. Regular viewer Sani also in the chat, coming in from Basingstoke. Another warm and sunny day there. Yeah, don't really hear those words in the same sentence very often. At least I don't see them very often on the chat here over the winter months. Warm and sunny day in Basingstoke on the 9th of March. Amanda's coming in from Shropshire, where I imagine that it's also decent weather. I imagine. Renan coming in from LA, Los Angeles. Good to see you, Renan. I think back in Spain soon will be Renee. I think that is the plan. Brad's in the comment too. I think Brad's saying hello here. Hello, Brad. Thumbs up. Thank you very much for that. What else we've got going on here? Costa del Sol a bit soggy at the moment, according to Brad, but happy to get all of this natural irrigation. Harry, I'll just mention it. A coffee has just come through from Harry. Thank you very much for that, Harry. I can't put that on the screen yet, but I'll give you a shout out there. Harry, buying me a coffee, coming in from Scotland, of course, regular viewer. What else? Let's have a look. Eddie, we saw a comment from Eddie before, coming in from Cairns, Australia, which I don't know whether it's been hit by that cyclone, but some of the images that I'm seeing on the internet today, on some of the news sources coming out of Australia, incredible rains have fallen in that part of the world, parts of Queensland, northern New South Wales. I think there has been one death reported so far. Property damage, of course. The usual areas in New South Wales, Lismore, I think, has been hit badly again. Parts of Brisbane, I think, are worrying about floods because Brisbane has historically suffered some serious floods with the river there. So, thinking of the people down there that have faced that hurricane, that cyclone that has smashed the coast. Eric is coming in from Terrassa, Catalonia. Rainy since Friday. Will be raining until Tuesday. Let's see if it's true. Have a great week. Rain has been scarce over the last few years in that part of Spain, so hopefully they'll get a little bit of dampness. A little bit, at least. Stephen, valued member 2, hoping everyone is having a good weekend. Nice weather today here in North London, 15 degrees, but we're in for a big change. The temperature's dropping mid-week, getting back to the usual weather, no doubt. Anglo saying here, Spain is an embarrassment when it comes to defence spending. Yeah, I'm not going to disagree with that comment, but other countries are also an embarrassment, to use your term, Anglo, when it comes to defence spending. Lots of countries not pulling their weight as far as that is concerned, or at least given the current geopolitical situation, countries need to spend more. That is what we are being told. And yesterday, the Saturday night talk programs here, the political shows, that was the theme for hours and hours and hours. James coming in from Salt Lake City in the United States, Utah, I think is the state there. Correct me if I'm wrong. Salt Lake City. Robin with grass-fed, whatever that is. Not sure exactly what we are referring to there. Thanks, Robin, for that. Janet saying, do you have 2 small boys who need clothes washing constantly? It's hard when it rains when all you have is a small balcony on which to dry them. I'm amazed at the amount of laundry they generate. Well, from my own personal experience, Janet, there is a lot of washing. And when the weather is bad, it is difficult to dry. You might need to invest in one of those tumble dryers, your daughter, or if she wants to get the washing dry quickly. I know in Portugal, where it's very humid, it is difficult at this time of the year especially to get your clothes dry. But here in Madrid, when it's normal conditions, quite dry, the clothes do dry quite quickly. And in summer, in 20 minutes, you can have your clothes dry. And in Seville, in summer, I imagine that's the same case. Very, very quick. Let's see what's going on. Brad saying here, another armchair general. We don't need to be involved in those wars. We are doing our best for Palestine. Well, that's the European Union changing their priorities, as we saw, Brad, to spend more money on defense. Up to 120 texts talk about a Big King Whopper. Not sure if it's Burger King or McDonald's, but I imagine it's either one of those two, given that it was a well-known hamburger chain. Might be another one, but I imagine those are the ones, considering that they do have very popular apps. Fluttergirl coming in from a sunny and milder Toronto, Canada. Andres coming in from Palm Springs, California, temporarily out in cyberspace there. Valued member is Alex as well. Alex also saying here the McScam, which is all of McDonald's. So not a fast food burger fan is Alex, as we can see. James asking here which areas. Not sure what James is referring to there. Life in Spain Unfiltered, a.k.a. Mark, coming in from a wet and windy Fuengirola. Iggy is in the chat too. Rainy Jaén. I think that's the general thing here in Spain at the moment. It is wet. As I said yesterday, I was looking out the window of my temporary accommodation, and there was literally a river running down the street. Luckily, I didn't need to go outside, but it was very, very wet. Very, very wet. What else we got going on here? Let's have a look quickly. Brad saying, we remember the post-1995 biblical rain. This is not a threat, anything like that. This rain is not a threat, anything like that. Probably not, Brad, but in other parts of the country, it could be. Cyclone Alfred hitting your homeland a bit hard. Hope your kith and kin are okay. Yeah, my family, Andrew, is 4,000 kilometers more or less to the west of that affected area. The west of Australia copped a cyclone, I think last week, maybe 2 weeks ago, and also caused some destruction. But Western Australia, if anybody knows Western Australia, there's not much there apart from Perth. But the east coast of Australia is another matter. Very populated areas there getting hit hard. Chuck asking the question, does anyone know if there's a UK-like ISA savings funds available in Spain? I don't know, Chuck. I can't answer it, but we'll put it out there. Alex saying here, always good idea to take advice from a criminal like Puigdemont. LOL. Yeah, a lot of people would agree with that statement, Alex. He doesn't have too many fans outside of his neighbourhood in Girona or wherever he is from. Here, I don't think he would be able to walk the streets, Mr. Puigdemont. I think people would be very upset if they saw Spain's number one fugitive walking the streets of central Spain. So he's not a welcome man here. And saying, hi Stuart, relaunch Duo has it as Almor Avid. I'm not sure what that is referring to, Anne, but thanks anyway for that. Paul saying, I thought frutos secos was dried fruit. And the photo's looking towards Calpe from the Alicante castle. Yeah, the frutos secos. Well, like I said, this part of Spain, again, maybe in the Canary Islands it could be different. Maybe in the Basque Country they have a different word. I'm sure they do. But here, if you ask for frutos secos, that is what you will get. The fruit and nuts, dried fruit and nuts. Dave, former Madrid correspondent, soon to be back. We're going to be calling Dave the Alcalá de Henares correspondent soon. Always enjoying the content. Thanks, Dave. Gigi, the Camino de Santiago expert in the chat here, warm and sunny in Surprise, Arizona. Gigi's got a new book out. We'll put the cover of the book on the live stream on Tuesday, so stay tuned for that. Gigi sent me a photo of the copy of the book, so we'll give the book a plug. Always an interesting read, Gigi's experiences on the Camino de Santiago. Liz coming in from Madrid while I scratch my nose here. Thanks, Liz. What else we got going on here? Maga, haven't seen Maga for a while, coming in from El Campello in Alicante. Probably not far from where this picture is taken. Philip coming in from, not sure where Philip comes in from. Maybe, is it the UK, Phil? Let us know. Hola todos. Brad saying, what's the most advantageous form of support, Stuart? I think buying me a coffee, Brad, is the best one. I think that's the best one. If for a one offer, just buying a coffee there, I think that's the easiest one. Harry, as we saw, who did just that, bought me a coffee not long ago, off to Santander on the 2nd of April. Looking forward to it. Thanks, Harry, for that. Hopefully the weather's a bit better than it is currently, I believe, in that part of the world. Let's have a look. What else we got going on here? How's little Mia doing? Enough walks in with all the rain. Well, she doesn't like getting wet, Mia. She's on the couch there currently. I take her out normally when a dry spell hits. Quickly get her out. And if we have to do a long walk and it's raining, she's got no other option than to get a bit wet. But as I said, she does not like the rain. Little Mia, my dog. Ellie coming in from Dallas, enjoying the program. Thanks for that. What else have we got here? Let's have a look here. Terry coming in from not sure where, but looking forward to being back in Almeria soon. Thanks, Terry. Hope all goes well with that trip there. Brad sending all his best to Australia because of the cyclone. I keep wanting to say hurricane for some reason. Gino coming in from Toronto with Isabella, his partner, heading back to Spain in a few weeks. Hope all goes well with that trip back, Gino. Upsticks has contributed €5. Thank you very much for that. Check out Upsticks' channel if you're planning on coming to Spain, if you want to get your residency and all of those things sorted out. Upsticks will be able to help you out. Thank you very much for that. Great live as always from Aluarin de la Torre in Malaga. Thank you very much for that. Upsticks, good to see you. Jackson's coming in from Boston. I'll be in Spain, Portugal for 10 days. Please stop raining. Well, I'm not going to try to predict the weather because that hasn't been successful in the past. But I think that once we get over this rainy spell, it should dry up for a while. There might be some more rain come April, May, because it can be a bit wet in that at that time of year. But hopefully you'll get a good 10-day window there for the weather in 10 days' time. Jacques coming in from South Africa. McDonald's free for more than 30 years. Doing your body a favour, no doubt, Jacques, not eating the McDonald's burgers. Mario saying that I remember where he lives, the north of La Coruña province, 94 days of rain in a row. And here, 175, 109 days with rain. For me, rainy days are not a problem. No. Well, if you live in that part of Spain, of course, you're used to it, Mario. But if you live in other parts of the country where it doesn't rain so much, that is here, people are not used to even 10 days of continuous rain. But of course, in Galicia, it's all part of the day today. Pete coming in from Michigan. Thanks, Pete. Good to see you. Telling us the weather there as well. 60 here in Rome. Not sure what that is, whether it's 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Got no idea. And the luxury also doesn't eat those burgers anymore. They say McDonald's is better in Europe, but I still won't eat it here either. Well, to be honest, I don't know whether it's better here or better there. McDonald's seem to have a fairly similar burger. The ones that I've tasted, the Big Mac doesn't seem to vary much from where I come from and the burger here. Kids love McDonald's. My stomach can't handle it anymore, of course. But, yeah, it's a younger person's food, I think. And if I'm not mistaken, I think McDonald's knows that. And that's their target audience, of course. And Burger King, yeah, it's a teenage burger joint. Here, at least. Don't know in other parts of the world. Burger King, or Hungry Jack's, as we call it in Australia. And Dave, valued member, coming in from La Cala Mijas, torrential rain there. Yes, torrential rain in many parts of the country. Now, that's the end of the live stream this evening. It's been a pleasure as always. I'll be back again on Tuesday with another one. Hope to see you then. Until Tuesday, hasta luego, hasta entonces, adios, bye-bye.